Hello again, Nadine here, and today I'm going to be making a fall shaker card using these 3 dies from Poppystamps. This is the Whittle Maple Leaf, the Whittle Oak Leaf, and also the Give Thanks Brushed Sentiment I'll be using as well. So those are the 3 dies. Okay, so now using the 2 leaf dies, and because I'm going to be doing a off the edge shaker card, I'm going to be putting some of these dies off of the edge of the card. So I'm just going to be laying them down and running it through the platinum, the Spellbinder's Platinum. Okay, so now I got the leaves all cut out, so it looks like that. And now I'm going to create a back piece for it. And I recently did this exact same technique on another card, and I liked it so much I decided I want to do it again for this card too. So using some Kaleidacolor, this is their Autumn Leaves colors, I am just going to slide that together, and I'm going to place that right onto my mat. And then I'm going to flip it and do the same thing on the other side. And then using some sheer shimmer spritz in copper, this is by Imagine, I am just going to spray that right onto there. And this is going to, instead of using water, let's get it so it's all bubbled up nicely. And then taking the background piece that I'm going to use, I'm just going to place it right into there and slide it around slightly, maybe. Is it stuck? There we go. So it gives a nice fun autumn colored background. And you can see the copper that's in there as well. So now I'm going to clean up my mat and let this dry. I decided to take some of the leaves that I had that were somewhat whole, and I'm going to spray those also with the sheer shimmer, with just the copper, because I may use them and I may not. I don't know yet, so just to have them ready. Okay, so now using the dies, and what I did was take the background piece and then the piece that I already cut the trees or the leaves out of, put a little tiny piece of washi tape just to hold the 2 pieces together, and then I am going to take the dies and place them in those same spots using the washi tape again. Hold them into place, and then instead of cutting them, I am going to emboss them with my embossing mat and embossing plate. So there you go, you can see what that looks like on there, how it's embossed. And I'm going to repeat that step with all of the leaves. Okay, now all my leaves are embossed onto the background, as you can see on there. In the piece, I am going to now add my acetate piece to the back of this. So how I am going to do that, the acetate piece I cut is to the same width, maybe just a little, or height, maybe just a little bit smaller, and then longer by a couple inches on the sides. So what I'm going to do is just turn it over, and then this is tear it tape that I'm going to use to adhere down the acetate. Now that all the tape is on there, I'm just going to stick it down to the front of the acetate. There we go. And now, getting out my trimmer that has a scoring tool on it, I am actually just going to score the acetate right along the edge. And fold the acetate over. And then using my bone folder just to fold it over a little better. The tear it tape that I used works really well to adhere acetate, and it also, because sometimes acetate, if you're using a liquid glue or a tape runner, it doesn't stick really well, so I love using the Tear tape. And if you're interested in any of the products that I use, I will have them all listed below down in the description for you also. So now that I have that folded, let's just see, and this is in there. Oops, I should put it in the right way, huh? There we go. So this will fold around like that, and then when I have my card base, it'll be attached to the front of the card base, sort of like that. So now to add the filler in there, I'm going to fold that back a little bit again. I'm going to use an extremely large roll of foam tape, and then as you can see, I already did this part right here where I cut it in half. That just makes it smaller, since I believe that this is a 1/2 inch, and I'm not going to be able to put a 1/2 inch on the back, so I cut it in half into smaller strips to add. And I'm going to add it around each individual leaf, because I want each leaf to be a little bit different with the shaker that's in there. And as you can see, I cut them at an angle, the foam, so they kind of adhere better when I'm going around, they connect better when I'm going around the leaf. Now all of my foam tape is added around. As you can see, it goes around each one of the leaves, except for all the way on the edge, because the acetate will be the corner for that. But I did make the foam tape go all the way up to the edge of the acetate, so that way the beads don't go across to the next one. So using my anti-static powder tool, I'm just going to go around the inside of each one, and this just helps so the beads don't get stuck and helps with some of the static. So now kind of getting somewhat of an idea of what colors are going to be with what leaves when I flop it around this way. So I can see this bottom one is going to have some of the yellows and the greens. And I'm just going to start finding some sequences that will match with that. And you can add as little or as much that you want to add into each one. The more you add, of course, the less they'll shake around. The more you add, the less they'll shake around. The less that you have in there, the more they will shake around. I think I said it right that time. Now that I have all of my shaker pieces added, I am going to slide this in here. And then when I turn it over, you can see how each leaf has its own little shaker. But before I do that, I need to adhere this back down, which I'm also going to use the Tear tape for. Okay, so I attached some Rinea foiled cardstock. This is the Metallics Variety Pack of the copper. This is the glossy copper onto a piece of cream colored card base, and then I added some of the Tear tape onto the back of the shaker, and then also added a piece of twine going around the card. And I'm just going to lay this onto the front of my card base like that. Outside the leaves, I'm going to use some, this is VersaMagic, and some Jumbo Java, just to make them stand out a little bit more, so they don't blend in as much. It gives them a little bit more definition if you use it on the edges. I then cut the sentiment out in some brown cardstock 3 times, and also in that Rinea copper foil 1 time, and I'm going to stack those all up individually using some on-point glue from Imagine. Again, if you're interested in any of the products I use, the links will be down below in the description and also on my blog. And there I go, my card is complete. I added the sentiment at the bottom with the on-point glue, the leaves, and I also added some sequences onto the front of the card. And there you go. And there's the shaker part. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and also the like. See you next time. Bye-bye.